And of course I'm not happy about this. Nobody is happy when prices increase. This is News on a Tuesday. Today, we have one single overriding topic that needs discussed, and you need to hear some of this information. You already know it's affecting your life, and if you didn't, you will. And it is definitely going to affect your life moving forward for a significant amount of time, an unbeknownst amount of time. What I'm talking about is the Lego price hike. It happened August 1st. Today is August 1st. You're going to hear this on August 2nd or whenever after that on the News on a Tues. But it has happened. You had an opportunity. You had an opportunity to go get your stuff, to be able to get all the goodies, all the greatness. And it's just not, it's not a good thing. It's absolutely a horrible thing seeing the price increase. Now, prices weren't astronomically high with most things. They were reasonable. You know, if you're looking for 4+ stuff, yeah, the prices on those were astronomical just because of what you're getting. You're getting big chunky things, and the price, you know, is there for the plastic. It's definitely a detractor to a certain degree, especially if you're looking at buying a toy for a young child. You're most definitely, or in most cases, not going to spend $70 on something that has, you know, 125 pieces. Now, I don't have anything specific in mind. I'm just in generality. So let's kind of walk through this. There have been a bunch of sets that have gone up. Some are going to matter, and some of them won't. It's kind of going to be a battle, though, for your money. Where are you going to put it? Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'll put it here. And some of these sets have increased more than 20%. More than 20%. I was expecting a few bucks here and there. Some of these, it's outrageous, the price increase. Now, Lego is a free company, not a free company, but they're a company that can do whatever they want. They freely don't have to look after what you think if they don't want to. I'm not saying they are. This is purely a business decision. The question just now becomes, well, you know, what's next? Where do we see the end of this? Do we see anything else go up? What else goes up? So let's go ahead and take a look at some of this. Now, mind you, I'm gonna be speaking in USD. So most of you that are on the Euro finance plan are going to have a relative idea about how much this is going to cost. Because in many cases, Euro and USD are identical. Now, British pound is completely in its own little world, and I don't even understand the pound stuff. Euro, I do. Pound is very foreign to me. But let's look at some of the things that are big, heavy hitters in the world of collectors, right? Things that people are just gaga for. Let's start with Harry Potter. Harry Potter has always been a big deal to a lot of people. Umpteen sets that have been created over the years, hundreds upon hundreds of sets over the years, from 2011 until now. But we're going to talk about the current things that are available, at least from Lego. We're not talking about anything else that is going on, you know, whatever. So the first one here, I saw 17.5% increase. It's Hogwarts Castle. So instead of paying $400, you're paying now $470. That's a $70 price difference. I know, that's simple math. That's a big chunk. That is a really big chunk. Privet Drive. That was a $10 increase up to $80. Some of the rest of these you might think, oh, it's not a big deal. How about the Hogwarts icon stuff that we did the show on? I think it was the last summer. Yeah, it was last summer because I showed them off in Killeen after the embargo lifted. And I shared it with you guys. 20% increase. $250 to $300. That's a big hit. That's a big hit, man. Now, most of you, I don't know what your spending power is. I don't know where you spend your money in regard to Lego. You know, we all have our own thing. Hopefully you had an opportunity to get this ahead of time before the big dreaded, you know, markup. But I will be curious to see what the sales numbers are specifically in the US, specifically from Lego, for sets like this that have that 20% bump up over, I don't know, at least now until I don't know. Can you really include the holiday season? Because people just go crazy during the holiday season. You want Hogwarts icons? Everybody gets Hogwarts icons. It's like that Oprah Winfrey meme that goes around, So I don't know that the holidays are really going to show a true picture. Now, if this were from January up through, October, the end of October even, then you have a pretty good idea, a comparison. But I don't know. So I'm curious to see what the numbers for some of this stuff would be. I'd love to be able to get my hands on that data and just take a look at it. Now, some of the others here at Harry Potter, like the Chamber of Secrets is going up by $20. The Village Visit, Hogsmeade's Village Visit's going up by $10. But the big ones were, those were, my goodness. So let's talk about the icon stuff. Icon stuff is, it's focused at adults and stuff like that. Let's talk about those. So the Friends apartment, was originally $150. It's now $180. Big 20% jump. Big 20% jump. And I know there's giant fandom out there for the Friends show and Friends Lego collectors. My goodness. The Porsche 911, that's going up by $20. 10295 is a set number in case you're curious. The Real Madrid stadium that we did earlier this year is going up by $50. That's a just under 15% increase. It's 14 and change. It's pretty big though. Here's the one that I am not happy about at all. The Back to the Future Time Machine, 17.5% increase, up by $30. Now you have to pay $200 for this thing. Or yes, $200 for this thing. I almost caught myself. I was like, wait, did I say it wrong? No. So a big $30 price jump is a big deal for a lot of people. Now you could also throw in the modular building for this year. Was it this year? Yes. The boutique hotel. And that is going to, because I don't know if they still have that labeled as icons or as icons or creator expert. I'm going to have to do some more research on that one. But this one went up by 15%. But 15% when it's already $200, well, it's only a $30 difference. It's not that big a deal. It's only $230. Yeah, but that $30 could be used somewhere else, right? Am I wrong about that? It could absolutely be used somewhere else, or could have, not anymore. So let's move on to something else that's pretty large, pretty big following. The Lego Ideas stuff. Lego Ideas stuff has a massive following. It's its own religion to a certain degree in the Lego realm. There are people that only buy Lego Ideas, just like there are people that only buy modulars, people that only buy Star Wars, people that only buy Harry Potter. I think you're all nuts. But for Lego Ideas, let's take one of the biggest, coolest models that has ever come out of Lego Ideas, the Treehouse. Treehouse was gorgeous, such a cool build. It is getting one of the largest price jumps of any of the sets in this entire list. And I'm not going to go through all of it because some of it's not going to be so much relevant. Duplo might not be the most relevant thing. Duplo is already expensive. 25% increase, that means $50 extra. So you're going to pay $250 USD under this new price point. That one stings a lot. Another one here, 25%, is the typewriter. Again, was originally $200, now $250. If you have a Lego budget set aside, like any collector, unless you're just a whim person, I'm just going to go get this today. Most of you have an idea of whether it be quarterly or maybe yearly or monthly or sometimes even weekly or daily. You're like, you know what? I need something new. I could not do daily. I can't even do weekly. Monthly I can do. But again, another $50 price jump. That is $250 as well for the typewriter. The medieval blacksmith, the Fender Stratocaster, the Home Alone house, all getting 20% jumps. And respectively, $180 for the blacksmith, $120 for the Stratocaster now, and the Home Alone house is up to $300. Don't get me wrong, but that is going to skew the price per part, or price per piece, that a lot of people look at. Is it really worth it? It depends what you want to do with it. The Home Alone house is great to have something around holidays, right? Kind of like you get excited for the Christmas Village, the Winter Village stuff every year. So I don't know how that's going to fall. The Globe went up by $30. That's a 15% jump. It's over $200 now. Oof. I don't see that justification. I have a hard time as it is justifying it 200. 230 is way above. It's just way above. A few of the others here. You have the Sonic Green Hill Zone that went up by $10 and now it's up to 80. So I want to jump down to the Marvel stuff. Marvel stuff is another big cult following. I love you people that are big into it. Now there's nothing super bad here in my opinion. The Goat Boat is the worst one. Now, that is only a 20% jump. I say only. Instead of paying $50, you're now going to pay $60. That one's a little more easier to swallow. That giant horse pill that was out there for some of the others was hard, very difficult to swallow. This is not so bad. The Guardian ship, that only went up by 6.5%, 6 2/3%. That's only up to 160. Not bad. The Infinity Gauntlet went up by $10. That's $80 set. And then you have Venom that went from 60 to 70. That was the biggest aside from the Goat Boat, but almost 17%. That's significant. That is quite significant. Now, some of these you're going to say, well, it's not that big of a deal if it only goes up by $5. But $5 is $5. It's like some of the Speed Champion stuff, like the Mercedes F1 cars, a car in the AMG car, and then you have the Aston Martin and the GT3. Those are each going up by $5. So now 35 and 45 respectively. That still kind of stinks, man. It absolutely stinks. Here's one that really captured. I'm going to say this, and there's no nice way to say this. The Super Mario 64 question mark block was a fail. All the other cool things that are out there for Nintendo, for Mario, I'm sorry. What you think it is, what your opinion is your opinion. I think this was an absolute fail. No bones about it. I sleep well at night knowing, in my mind, this was a fail. I think it completely missed the mark. It's just a fail. And it's getting an almost 18% increase up to $200 now. $30 jump. $170 was enough already. $150 would have been more than enough. Now you got to pay two bills. Two big old... Who's on the $100 bill? I don't even remember anymore. That's how little I use cash. Does anybody use cash much anymore? I know my parents do. I don't know anybody else. Maybe my grandparents. So one of the other things that I think is... We're going to get to Star Wars. I'm holding that over your head, guys. Let's go to Technic. And I've been in the realm of Technic, but not anything, too bad. Actually, I'm going to give you these 3 sets just to give you a reference point. Okay. The first one here is the John Deere tractor, which I've seen a lot of people do content on. It's a cool build. I like it. I've got one of my own. Just about 17% increase. That's only a $5 increase. It's now $35. Not that bad, right? But here is something similar, an 18.5% increase for the Lamborghini Cyan. It's now $450. I'm sorry. When something hits that $400 mark, $399.99, I'm still good. I can still reconcile that in my brain. I can still justify that to whoever I'm speaking to if it's something I really enjoy. And you may enjoy the big Technic cars, but to put it at that price point and jump it up to $450 is absurd. That is a very big jump. Now, I know the price of certain elements, I guess due to color, is going to jump up a lot of this, going to be the main driver. But then at the same time, the Ferrari 488 GT Corsa, the number 51, the actual GT car that is used, that got a 17.5% price increase. And that went up by $30 up to $200 on the nose. That stinks. Now my question is going to be, is the new Ferrari going to jump? It was already $400. Now I'm really curious to see if that's going to jump. That'll make me really sad. So there's another set here that I wanted to talk about because you're going to be hearing it in the future with Tom Jurassic and myself. All the Jurassic stuff will be coming here hopefully here in the next few weeks. And once everything settles down. But this one, seeing a 25% increase, I don't get at all. It's the T-Rex and Atrociraptor Dinosaur Breakout. It was already $80. Now it's $100. A $20 increase? 25% increase. Dude, no. I'm sorry. There is not enough there for $100. It's bad enough the Giga and the Therizinosaurus. I don't know how to say those names. I sound stupid. That only went up by $10. It's $140 now. But dear God, come on, man. It's just kind of crazy to me to see some of these prices and the excessive ask. Really. Now, at least I will say this. There are only 2 city sets that went up at this point, and it's the Lunar Research Base and the Rocket Launch Center. Those only went up by $10 a piece. So now you're paying $130 and $160, which $160 is a hard ask. $150 was enough. But if you're spending that kind of money on something, maybe $10 isn't that bad. And the percentage is only like 8 and then 6. So it's not as bad. The flower bouquet went up by $10 because it went up by 20%. Why? And of course I'm not happy about this. Nobody is happy when prices increase. Food, gas, cost of living in general, housing, cost of materials. Anyway, so those of you that have stuck around, let's get to the Star Wars stuff. And this is probably going to cause some of the biggest beef with the Star Wars community. Because let's be realistic. Star Wars is a big deal to a lot of people. The most egregious price increase is 20%. So you might think, we get off kind of easy. R2-D2 is now $240. That's all big hit. The Republic gunship, the UCS version, only went up by 14%, but that pushes it up a whole $50. See what I'm saying? $350. Yeah, I feel like I'm getting a deal. $399.99. Oh, I'm still under $400. I'm all right. Now let's look at the UCS AT-AT. Retailed originally for $800, and it's going up by $50, but that's only a 6.25% increase. It's just, thank God that's all it is for all you Star Wars people that may not have gotten a chance to get one yet. But I'm really wondering if this is going to be a detractor to some folks. Now, some of the Star Wars stuff, like the Imperial TIE Fighter, that was the $40 one, which is a pretty cool set. It's going up by $5, and it's only 12.5%. I say only. I didn't want it to go up any percent. Everybody wants stuff to go down. Unless you're a business. You want things to, you want your profits to go up. The Mandalorian helmet is going up to $70. A 10% or $10 increase. I don't like that. I don't think that is worth it. The Trench Run going up to $70, $10 increase. I don't think it's worth it. Seeing the helmets go up really makes me sad because I just don't think they're worth it. They're all going up by $10. I don't see it. I don't see the value there. And if I don't see the value there, it doesn't matter if you're a giant Star Wars fan. Are you going to go look elsewhere? I don't know. I honestly don't know. You going to go wait on Amazon? No, it's cheaper at Amazon. I don't know. Are Amazon prices going to go up? Because you know what happens if you're shopping for something, you're like, oh, it's 20% off. Well, you have to kind of do some digging and look at your prices previously, because sometimes, let's say it's a $49.99 set. Okay, $49.99, and some places will mark it and say on sale for 10%. And then it'll have a slashed price underneath it, whatever that percentage is. I can't think off the top of my head. Let's say $55.99, something like that, whatever. And you're like, oh, I'm getting a deal. But you're not. You see that you're getting a deal. And those are the kind of marketing tactics that happen. Best Buy does it all the time. I'm always on the lookout for electronics, just in my own personal life, in my own personal home. And I always look at that kind of stuff, and they're notorious for doing it. And it's sometimes like if it's on a TV or something like that, or on a monitor, you'll notice and you'll be like, oh, I'm saving $100, but you're not. If you go compare prices, you're not. You're getting ripped off. You're still paying MSRP. It's absurd. So what I'll say to you is this: make sure you're going to do your homework. Doesn't matter where you buy, whether you buy from Lego, you buy from Amazon, you buy from Target, Walmart, I don't know, Smith's, whatever it is, somewhere in Australia, New Zealand, all over the world. Make sure you're doing your homework. Make sure you're looking to see, was it really a deal? Because this kind of falls into this whole topic of you're not really getting a deal on some things anymore. Some of this stuff, paying $50, I'm like, yeah, I'd be happy with that. I get an extra 20% off during the holidays or whatever during a sale on Amazon or something. I'm taking it, I'm running. But you just have to make sure you aren't getting ripped off, because that's kind of where I feel some of these price gouges are putting things. They're putting it into the ripped off category. And this is definitely going to adjust where some people put, people do their stuff like myself and other content creators that put out their top 10 of the year, 10 worst of the year, 5 best of the year, most valuable or whatever, worth the money, whatever. This is going to test that here this year with this price increase, because prices have continued to go up. Like, it was not a cheap hobby or a cheap toy. I found myself in a toy store the other day, last week, just walking through the aisles because I enjoy doing that. You get to, Target has almost become like Toys R Us to a certain degree, where you can kind of play with things, but at the same time, you can't really play with things. But I like messing with the big dinosaurs and stuff like that. I was one that had a giant head. I can't even remember what it's called anymore from the movie, but I digress. The prices, I hope this is it. I already read to you their statement, the press release that was put out. I'm sure you've seen it other places, but it really bothers me seeing it here. Because if I recall, we didn't get a list of things early on to know this is going up. And it's kind of a pain in the butt. It really is. It's a pain in the butt, man. Last thing I wanted to throw in here, and I'm not bagging on Lego to the end of the day. It's just not what I'm doing. All I'm doing is putting out the information there. I'm giving you my viewpoint. I don't like it at all. I don't like it for me. I don't like it for you. I don't like it for anybody. Somewhere in there, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. Anyway, Target, between now and I believe the end of the year, January 1st, I believe, they're giving you 1 VIP point for every $1 you spend on Lego in store. Now, if you know how VIP points work, it seems like a ripoff. And by the way, all you have to do is keep your receipt, take a picture of it. You can upload it. You have to make sure that you guys have a VIP account, or else this isn't going to work. It's going to be absolutely pointless. But if you're a big Lego shopper at Target, whether it be deals or not, or you pay full price, whatever, when they have stuff on sale, it's still worth it. You're still getting VIP points. It's just not as much. But here's my thing. With the amount of sales that that Target has on Lego, all different all different themes and all kinds of different size sets, because they're starting to carry some of the really big ones now. You could actually make out pretty well. Let's say you buy something that's 20% off. Well, your VIP points aren't getting you that anyway. You're getting 5%. If you use your red card at Target, that's 5%. Right there, you have it. I don't have a red card. I'm not a giant Target shopper, especially not for toys. But at least you're getting something back. So if you buy a set, say you buy a $100 set, and it is on sale, or they run their promos. I don't know how this is going to fall when they run their buy $50 worth of Lego, get whatever back. Usually it's like a $10 gift card or something like that. I don't know if that'll fall into this or not. I don't know any of that. I'll be curious to see what happens as we move in through the holiday season. But with that in mind, you really have to stop and think where your purchasing power goes now. Instead of paying $100 for a set, if it's on sale and you get it for $80, you're saved 20%. That's more than any VIP that you're going to get paying full price on Lego's website. Plus, you're getting $80 worth of VIP points, which are 80 VIP points, which aren't that much anyway. But it's still something. You got a deal and you're getting VIP points, which your VIP points wouldn't have accrued to that amount even if you paid the $100 on there. You see what I'm saying? You would have been making bank off of doing that. So I like the promo. I like the idea that is happening with that. It has taken way longer, honestly, than it should have, in my opinion. I think Amazon should do the same thing. I wish that deal would get struck up as well. I think the only reason that is holding that back is because Amazon has not just Amazon as a retailer. They have third-party retailers and such like that. So I don't know how all that works. I don't know how all that commingles. But it's definitely something to keep in mind, especially because you're getting hit over the head with a steel pan at the moment for a lot of these sets. I say a lot. Some of them. But Ricky Bobby, don't you be messing with my modulars now. I ain't going to be happy about that. Anyway, moving forward, we'll see what kind of price increases come. I mean, we know we're coming into the next few months where all the holiday stuff comes out, like the Winter Village. That's usually late or early fall release, usually October, right? So we're getting into that point where we're going to start seeing this kind of stuff, and you're going to get an idea of where the price points fall. Are they adjusting ahead of time for some of these things or not? But I guarantee you there are going to be some internet sleuths out there with their binoculars on, their listening ears. I mean, they are going to be highly focused on prices moving forward. And I think you're going to see a lot of articles, a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of content being generated on the side of it, kind of maybe discussing it in a way in comparison to, well, this is how much this was and this is some. Now, you can't go back a decade and compare. That's just not fair. But you could compare a year ago and the current status of the world, especially when it comes to retail and products. So I'm going to jump off my high horse. You've heard me enough. I've saved this, waiting for this moment, because I was highly passionate about this. I just didn't divulge it to you guys. I just kind of, sloughed it off like, it ain't a big deal. It is a massive deal. And in some cases, it's going to be a no deal for some people, in the sense that, you know what, I'm not buying it. I'll wait until it goes on sale somewhere, or I just won't buy it. Maybe I'll be able to get it on Bricklink one day. Cheaper, something. So that's going to wrap up this segment of News on a Tues. We'll talk to you guys next time.